Hello everybody out there in the big land. I want to show you something that is very important. Um, this is dealing with attorney. Someone give you, I got something here called 18 people who sold their soul to pure evil. Okay. Um, and I'm going to read the stories. This is one of the most famous ones you probably heard about was Robert Johnson. That he would make the deal with the devil if he could, be one of the best good blues players in the world. And yet this allegedly he sold his soul. And this tells about the story. This is what he looks like. Robert Guitarist Robert Johnson was so talented he became one of the most famous blues musicians in the history. Let me put it right here. And then and then a song called "Me and the Devil Blues." Knowing that this would make Christians angry, he wrote, "You may bury me on the highway side." Tragically, his death came sooner. He probably expected. He died at 27 years old. And while his exact death is unknown, people believe he got wrapped up in a relationship with a married woman. He was poisoned by a jealous husband. Many people credit Robert for being unapologetic, gritty mood. But here's another one. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, his song "Crossroads" tells the story about crossroads in his soul. He failed to he fell to his knees and pleaded with the Lord to help save his souls from the lyrics. It would be referring to God. And the very last night, I'm standing at the crossroads, believe I'm sinking down. Most people at the crossroads they only refer to as the same place as Robert Johnson once reportedly knelt down to offer his soul to the devil in exchange for success in his music career. Dylan has such much success in his career, and he continues to live as an icon to this day. Bob Dylan makes reference that bargain that he refers his song. He said it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it is a long ago, and I'm holding it up on my end. What is the bargain? The interviewer asked him what is the bargain? He said, to get where I'm at now, it says. And he said, what should I ask you why you made the bargain with? Dylan laughs and scutters and said, "Ha, you know what the you know the chief the commander on the earth, which we can't see." Theopolis Odina was a Roman. He was a cleric in the Roman Catholic Church. He was elected he the bishop. He humbly denied. He denied that the offer led his rival for the seat of power. He actually wanted to have sexual position and having all the power. So I'm not going. This is who he was. He made a deal with the devil. Niccoli Paganini, a professional violinist. This must be him. This is who he was. Aleister Crowley, the well-known one. Jack Parsons was the first airplane who at the first Wright brothers. He was the person who grew up reading sci-fi stories and rocket ships. He was the first aviator. Jimmy Page, and Antonio Rose. Wow. John Fan. That's who he was. I'm gonna bring it up close to you. Philip Major. And this is this website is I don't know where his website at. Yeah, but it's a website. You can the 18 people who sold their souls for pure evil. Also, I'm going to show you a video. But this is a few individuals. Jimmy Page. Philip Major. Hendrik Cornelius Agrippa. But anyway, I'm going to, I'll get back. But I want to show you the meat in the ham. This one video, if I can bring it close, it's called this site called Crack. And what it is this is you have people talk some more in detail about Lucifer in the music we listen to today. So here it is. The coming of the lawlessness of the activity of Lucifer, of Satan, with all the power, all signs and wonders. Thessalonians 2:9, New Testament of the Christian Bible. Blessed are the destroyers of those hope. These are the true messiahs, cursed by the good God-doers of the shall be shorn. Sheep. And Anton LaVey, the Satanic Bible. Okay. Let me see if I can hold this. You know what Anton LaVey is? This is Anton LaVey. He clearly worshipped Satan. And he founded the Church of Satan. And here's a story I was telling you about. Oh, where the volume's at on that. But that's Robert Johnson. Can't hear it. But here's a group called, you think this is Zedel. Hold on, let me go back up. Led Zeppelin. By the mid-60s, rock and roll commercial mutation of blues with greater emphasis of sexual liberation and depravity was already in its prime. The idea of Satanism is an ideology within the means of purely scaring people being taken shape through Levian teachings, increasing cult status. Occultist poet Aleister Crowley, satanic symbolism started to bleed into the mainstream rock program. An image of Crowley himself appeared on the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band sleeve, leading to great scrutiny over the band's religious learnings. The Rolling Stones' sympathy for the devil was Mick Jagger literally assumed the role of the devil, calling out crowds to just call me Lucifer. Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, while not specifically a Satanist, was a follower of Crowley's philosophy of personal liberation. The guitars, went to purchase Crowley's reportedly haunted. Oh shoot, I think I want to go that way. I lost my train. Okay. He went to purchase Crowley's reportedly haunted former home in Loch Ness. Led Zeppelin was also involved with one of the most strangest allegations of satanic worship in the 1980s. In the 80s, when television's Paul Crouch claimed that he'd been playing the group's track "Stairway to Heaven" backwards, a voice would be be heard saying, "Here is my sweet Satan. He will give those who with him 666." The claim was purely coincidence, a unsettling one. Let me see if I can lower this. My hands get kind of tired. But here's the other one. People who do evil in this world. But let me finish this up. Black Sabbath, another rock band. But this was Black Sabbath. Ozzy Osbourne, people familiar with that. In the late 80s, simply pretending to worship Beelzebub was rather tame, despite the commercial appeal. Underground metal was getting darker, heavier than Insular and even it had before, while groups such as Morbid Angel, Venom, Celtic Frost, and Decides Mythics of Sorcery, Ancient Incantations. Wow. This stuff is deep. But I'm not gonna keep reading this. It's kind of long. But you can see, ladies and gentlemen, they were really into it back then. And I remember being in high school with people liking wearing that stuff. And what is going to eventually lead to is destruction. Because once you sell